Irving companies responsibly manage thousands of hectares of forest in eastern Canada and the northeastern United States. Over the past 50 years, the company has planted more than 800 million trees.
You know, at Irving, responsible forest management is much more than just about planting trees. It's about really growing a healthy and diverse forest for the future, and we've been doing a great job of that for over 50 years. Right now we're standing in a planted forest, and you know, if you look around, you see a whole range of diverse species. And that's really what responsible forest management is about. It's about managing for a whole range of values across the landscape, and those values include everything from managing for rare plants and endangered species, sensitive sites, and of course conservation areas. You know, I think what's important for the consumer to understand when they're purchasing or looking at a Majesta product, that only 10% of the world's forests are third-party certified. However, 100% of Irving managed forests and 100% of its tissue brand are third-party certified under the SFI label. And I think that's where the real value for the customer is.
Numerous prominent international organizations have included SFI among the certification programs they recognize. Well-known organizations like Environment Canada's Eco-Logo program, Canadian Council of Forest Ministers, Competition Bureau of Canada, TerraChoice, and American Consumer Council, along with many, many others. The president and CEO of SFI spoke from Ottawa about this internationally recognized non-profit organization.
Forest certification started in the 1990s out of a concern about forest management and global issues such as illegal logging. The SFI standard was developed as North Americans' response to these concerns. And what it was developed by was an independent, non-profit, charitable organization with a 3-chamber board representing economic, social, and environmental interests. The SFI standard has over 170 different requirements associated with it. It goes to issues like wildlife habitat, biodiversity maintenance, prompt reforestation, sustainable harvest levels, Aboriginal rights. The SFI standard is developed for North American forests by North Americans. This standard is developed with the input of professional foresters, conservation groups, community input, government agencies, and it's a standard that really has gone through a very rigorous public consultation process. It's a great standard in that it's a single standard applied consistently across North America and backed by an independent third-party audit.
The SFI standard is the only certification program with one single uniform system applied across North America. The Forest Stewardship Council, or FSC, is another certification program with different certification standards applied to different regions of North America and around the world. Questions are sometimes asked about whether or not the SFI and FSC standards are equally rigorous. In a side-by-side comparison, it appears that both standards have very similar guidelines for responsible forest management, but there are also differences.
The Irving lands that we own and operate in Maine are both SFI and FSC certified. However, SFI provides one standard, which should reassure customers that regardless of where the fiber comes from, it falls under the same standard, whereas with FSC, there's multiple standards, and that could be fairly confusing for the consumer.
Consumers should understand that responsible forestry can include harvesting methods such as clear cutting. In fact, our standard, the SFI, and the other standard, FSC, both allow clear cutting as a harvesting method. Both the SFI standard and the other standard, FSC, allows for chemical use. They ensure that chemicals are minimized and that least toxic, narrowest spectrum chemicals are being used. The SFI and FSC standards both require third-party audits, but SFI is unique in that we depend on the National Standards Institute, such as the Standards Council of Canada, to accredit the certification bodies that go out in the forest and audit to our standard. When you see the SFI logo, you know that you're supporting responsible forestry in North America. At SFI, we don't allow works in progress to be considered certified and have access to our logo. That's why consumers can feel great about choosing SFI, because you're choosing to support responsible forestry right here in your backyard in North America.
And Irving relies on foresters like myself and my colleagues, as well as various scientists and scientific research advisory committees and public consultation committees to help us make the best decisions on the ground. And as a forester, that's what my job really is to do the best thing for the forest in that particular acre, regardless of, things like political boundaries or, different certification standards. My job is to do really the best thing for the forest.
The Irving family for over 130 years has been accountable for good forest management practices to our employees, our customers, our consumers, and to the communities we do business in. Responsible forest management, including certifications such as FSC and SFI, are guiding principles the Irving family is very committed to today and for future generations. Without a healthy forest today, Canada is at risk in losing its forest industry to other countries around the world. We enjoy beautiful, abundant forests here at home. It is our responsibility to make sure they are always here.